open house is always a fun time because it's a great opportunity to get families together and really just have an opportunity to showcase what you guys are all about. And we have you here, we have Mrs. Kreitz here, and we have Father Nate. We got the all-star lineup of St. Mary's right now, How are we doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, that was a lot of an intro. I was just making sure that we had some time, Now that I can breathe. I'm really excited to talk about this. And before we do that, let's get the headline out there, and that's that Mrs. Kreitz, you were the recent recipient of a really cool award from the Boys and Girls Club. Fill me in on this.
Well, I was nominated by a couple of colleagues, one a former student, for Most Influential Teacher of the Year. Mm-hmm. I was very surprised of that nomination, but then the night of the banquet was very shocked that I was the winner. Very pleased, very humbled. I love St. Mary's. It's a family. I attend, sporting events for the kids. I've been to their weddings, their baptisms. So it truly is a family, and I love being there. I've been there a long time.
How many years now has it been?
This is my 35th year.
Oh, wow. And honestly, it's one of those where, going to school, I always remember just the impact you had when I was growing up and going to St. Mary's too. And it's really cool to see you get recognition because you do deserve it. Seriously.
Thank you.
Well, and Father Nate, it's great to have you in the studio as well. This is the first time I've met you, and it's great to have you here. St. Mary's is just a great place. Take me through your experience, in the atmosphere that, you feel walking up and down the hallways in church.
It's been a great experience. So I'm brand new. I got to St. Mary's 8 weeks ago.
Wow, you brought a new one in, huh?
I
did. And I'd never been assigned here previously. So the Oblate community, Oblates of the Virgin Mary, have been serving at St. Mary's for 40 years now, or close to 40 years. And I'm one of the few who'd never been assigned here. So I'm brand new. Totally new experiences for me.
This is fun. Where have you been before?
With the Oblates. I've served as a brother in Denver, Colorado, in our parish and spirituality center there for 2 years. When I was ordained a priest, I was sent to Florida.
Wow.
And so I was actually one of the first Oblates staffing a new parish to us down in just north of Fort Myers, Florida.
That's really cool.
And spent 3 years there before being sent here. So
that's awesome. Well, and now in the 8 weeks, what have you gotten to experience?
Thanksgiving, Advent, and Christmas in rapid succession.
Theology Thursdays.
Theology Thursdays. In terms of the school, the introduction has been great because even though it was mid-semester already, the community is so welcoming here. The teachers were all eager to meet me, to work with me, and have me involved. They really wanted a presence. They want the children to be have the best experience possible all around. They do so much for their education in terms of scholastics, and they do so much for sports and activities, but also in the faith. It's what makes us a Catholic institution is our faith. And the teachers and staff do so much to promote and incorporate that. And so they love having Father Jorge around. As much mayhem as follows in his wake. He's great. He has so many great interactions with the kids, and I've been able to start having that too. Because they're getting to know me and be able to go to the middle school on Thursdays and just spend half an hour with all the students there. We've got about 70 at the middle school. Mm-hmm. So just to have half an hour with them once a week where we do activities and they get to ask questions. We often have a topic that we focus on, but they have the best questions. I love doing Q&A with kids because they are not afraid to ask whatever they want to know.
That's awesome. Well, and I think it's cool, especially to have you on the show early on in your, tenure with St. Mary's. I'm glad to have you here, and it's really exciting, for everybody that's involved, all around. And going into this open house, what's the most exciting aspect of this from the staffing standpoint? And is it being able to showcase the school? Is it, being able to interact with the families? What do you think makes it so exciting for the team?
Yeah, the open house it's a neat experience because I talk to parents. I've been down that road. I have 4 of my own kids that are at St. Mary's, and I remember what it was like going around and trying to choose a school for them. I always tell parents it is not a small decision to make to entrust somebody else with your children, and so it's really the best time is for families just to be able to come, to be able to see what we have to offer at St. Mary's, but to be in an environment where they can get that personal one-on-one, where they can ask the conversations. Yeah. How do you guys handled this? What does this look like? Because again, we know it's a big decision. And so it's that really is the best part, is for them to be able to come, feel comfortable asking questions, and to feel like they are making the right decision and entrusting their children to us if they choose to enroll.
I'm sure it's really fascinating, because I'm sure, you get a lot of traditional, families that have been going, generation after generation at this point. But to have the new families, I'm sure it's pretty fascinating to, them be able to ask those questions, because, a lot of times we're so used to it, and this isn't a degrade, it's not me degrading anybody. It's just, with public school, it's kind of, you get what you get because that's public school. At St. Mary's and other environments, you get to see what environment that truly is, and you're selecting it. So to be able to ask questions, do you see that at all with new families that are kind of newer to this experience?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, that personal touch and them being able to feel comfortable is a big deal. And you're right, with the new families, returning families, we get the whole gamut of everybody. We actually, it made me laugh, because before I came down here, Carla, she's in charge of our lunch program.
Oh, yeah.
And she said, you're going to go see CJ, tell him I said hi. And I said, I'll make sure we mention you on air too. But she's, we have, not only employees that have been here, for the longest time, and families that have entrusted their children and their families to us for, literally, decades. And then you have, a new pastor stepping in, a new principal. I'm not new to Catholic education, but, this is my third year at St. Mary's. And so we really do get a mix of everybody coming in, and it's just awesome. St. Mary's is growing from all avenues. But yes, it's definitely that personal touch, I think, is what you're getting at, and being able to ask those questions and just get to know more in depth on what you're investing in with Catholic education at St. Mary's.
Absolutely. And, going into this open house, what time is it? It's on January 7th, correct?
11th.
11th. Oh, well, I'm glad it's the 11th and not the 7th, because I thought we were really behind.
It's this upcoming Sunday. It'll be after the 11 o'clock Mass. And so it's from 12 to 2 p.m. at our elementary building. So we do have a middle school, and then we have our elementary school. And so it'll be at the elementary school. We will have one later on in the year that we'll have again at the elementary and the middle school, to showcase our middle school, our new enhancements to the curriculum there, and everything else as well.
This is so cool. I should have shown your Facebook page on the screen. You guys have such a fun time there. Look at that. That's Al Roboski just having fun with the kids. And it's things like that really, I think, add to, it's not just the education, but it's also the environment in which you create. Like Oktoberfest, we can talk about for 4 years and never get tired of it, and all the other great events too. And I think it just goes and ties into just the environment, and that, really, I think what a lot of parents are really wanting to do with their children's education, going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. It's with education, I'm not saying I'm definitely not the best math teacher ever. I'm a history major. And so it's but it is something where I want my kids to be educated. Parents want their kids to come to St. Mary's to be educated, but it's so much more than that. It is that family feel that Mrs. Kreitz was talking about, that you feel comfortable with your children being there, that that whenever they leave the halls of St. Mary's, are they going to know their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s? Absolutely. We know that. But are they going to continue to succeed in society? Yeah. Are they going to be leaders? Are they going to be able to handle adversity? What are the values that we're instilling in them? And those are the pieces that we spend just as much time and focus on in everything that we do, as we do with academics. So yeah, it is just a much bigger picture than just the academics.
The influence of our sisters as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. Why don't we do this? It's 9:32. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and chat it up, because enrollment for students is getting ready to start February 1st, and then open enrollment will be March 1st, correct?
Correct, yes.
We'll get all the details on that, and we'll get details on the open house and chat it up a little bit more. First interview back, I was off for 2 weeks, so a little rusty, but we're getting, More Daily Show comes back to you next on this Monday after this one.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu. When you need a project done right, on budget, and on time, trust Gillahan Concrete. Gillahan handles every kind of project, big and small. Commercial, industrial, residential, from room additions and garages to patios, driveways, and more. Gillahan brings quality and experience to every job. Family owned with over 30 years of service to our community. Call today at 618-781-3914 or visit GillahanConcrete.com.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today. As America prepares to celebrate 250 years of freedom, there's never been a better time to show your pride. The Flag Keeper provides everything you need to display your flag with honor, from American state and U.S. Armed Service flags to flagpoles, accessories, and installation kits for homes and businesses across the Riverbend area. Call 618-467-0020 or visit theflagkeeper.com for your free estimate today.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
Welcome back. You couldn't hear that. 9:35. Monday morning continues with St. Mary's. And, what I think school is, I don't know why I'm just looking at this like another squirrel moment, guys, is that, I'm on your Facebook page and really cool Veterans Day service that you guys did, too. Fill me in on that.
Yeah, our Veterans Day is one of the biggest programs in the area. We love it. Our music teacher did a great job. She works really well with the students, but we bring in all the families come in. Most of our events, we have our families come in to be a part of their kids' education, but our kids get up and they sing the different songs for the different branches of the military. It is, really cool. If you have never been, it makes everybody cry. I mean, there is nothing that's more emotional than having these men and women stand for their branch and then having the kids sing the song. I've seen kids singing to their grandparents and to their, it's just phenomenal.
Fantastic.
And, they got personal recognition. So all the veterans there were
really
personally
cool.
recognized and had interaction with the kids.
It's really cool, and that's I just wanted to throw that out there because again, I think that goes into what Mrs. Kreitz was saying, earlier, is that environment too, and really going above, like you said, too, principal is beyond education, and I think that's such an important topic when it comes to the environment. And now, going into this open house is right after church on Sunday, which is the 11th. It's not the 7th, in case you heard that and tuned out for a little bit and said, we got to get our plans made now. It's really cool, though, to have an opportunity to tour the school and really have that private tour, and be able, like you said earlier, ask your own questions and take that time. How do you have to call in advance to register for those?
No, you just show up. It's an open house, so we'll have the doors open. You just come in, and we'll have the doors monitored that you come into the gym, and we'll have teachers there. I'll be there. Our Dean of Students, Mrs. Hogg, will be there, and we'll start walking families around to see the teachers and to see the different classrooms. Yep.
That's really cool, and because I didn't know if it was going to be one of those where it's an open house and then you just have to kind of register your time in advance. But this is awesome. So if you're free, be able to check out a new environment, or absolutely, and really see the great teachers that are there, like Mrs. Kreitz. Going into this too, the enrollment period does start for you guys. Busy season is right around the corner, February 1st, and then March 1st will be the enrollment period for everyone else. What should we note for the public or anyone that's kind of interested or has some questions you think that are going to be asked in the next couple of weeks for this?
Yeah, it's we are an open book. If you have questions, I have a tour I know this afternoon, and I'll have a couple more in the next couple of weeks. We are happy to sit down and have a conversation with you to talk about academics, to talk about what that looks like as the faith building. You know, we have families. You know, the majority of our families are Catholic, but we definitely have non-Catholic families that attend St. Mary's as well. And so we have had an open door policy that we are here to educate your kids, to love your kids. So just reach out to us and ask the questions. Everything from how do I maybe get tuition support, all of those things. Like we're happy to have those as one-on-one conversations so that you can ask those uncomfortable or even just tough questions. Like like I said, we're an open book.
You don't know unless you ask,
That's
you know,
exactly
and that's
right.
really the big thing here. And I hope you guys have a chance to do the open house on the 11th, because you guys have a great facility too. And we touched on it. Father did is the athletics. I mean, your guys' basketball teams are just like stellar, and everything it seems like is just going really well for the young athletes and the student athletes. And I put the student there because their education still comes first, and I think that's so important. How's the programs doing? Basketball still looking good?
Yeah, basketball's good. Our volleyball team, you know, our girls volleyball team did really well. Previously, and we have boys basketball. We have a lot of them. We have golf, track, cross country. So our extracurriculars span everything from sports, but we also have Junior Olympiad that we're a part of. We do speech meet. We have Lego Club after school for kids. We have an aftercare and before care program. So we have a lot of different things. The musical, yes. Our musical will be gearing up. We are doing Madagascar this year.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Yes.
When's that going to happen?
That will happen towards the end of April.
Okay, really cool. And now you said as well, we were talking about the sisters a little bit, and I think that's such a great thing, because that was one of the biggest highlights of my life is Sister Petra. I can tell you that now. Like, there is no greater memory in my life than Sister Petra, and I learned so much. And what I mean by that is when Pope John Paul II died, the amount of information that she was able to teach to a class, and this the impact, you know, in such a way that still connected with a kindergartner's mind, to where, you know, they remember the process. It's just that connection that really just kind of puts the icing on the cake too.
Yeah, we have two sisters that are still full-time faculty members that teach at the middle school. Sister Antonia is there, Sister Veritas at the elementary school. And then we have two postulants that we have as well, Sister Ashley and Sister Mariah, that come with an abundance of knowledge from teaching to just even psychology, understanding the mind, and different things that enhance our curriculum. But the Sisters of St. Francis of the Martyr St. George, St. Mary's would not be the same without them. Yeah, we have our title teacher, even Sister Maria Cordes, works with students with reading, and seeing our students get that support in Catholic education is having that resource.
Really cool.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, we cannot say enough about them, and so we're very thankful that they continue to be a part of our community, as well as the athletes. Like, we've just been very blessed at St. Mary's.
Absolutely. And now you said there was a dinner coming up too.
Yes, we have our second annual appreciation dinner at St. Mary's. That will be at the end of the month. It kicks off Catholic Schools Week for us.
Really cool.
Yes, on January 24th. And last year, actually, we honored Mrs. Kreitz was one of our honorees at that one. Yes, for all of her years of service to St. Mary's. We will be recognizing retirees. So we have Mrs. Phillips and Mrs. Whittick will be retiring this year. And then our big honorees are the Sisters of St. Francis of the Martyr St. George. And so we have so many of them. So you mentioned Sister Petra. They've all been invited to attend this dinner.
Sister Marie Therese. I remember.
Yes.
She's at Lewis and Clark now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Another big impact. So it's cool to have everyone coming back and being, because they should be, you know, and really just great to highlight that, you know, going into the start of, you know, hopefully getting some new families in and really getting to be able to experience that for themselves too.
Yes. We actually visited with them over just before Christmas break. We took we have faith families. We discussed that a little bit last year. We bring all of our classes together, and then all the teachers they have their own, they pick their own saint. So, you know, you might have St. Ignatius, but they get together once a month and we, you know, learn about our faith and we do fun, different things. We've gone to the movies together, and we recently went and we delivered gifts to all of our homebound parishioners, teaching the kids to really live their faith, not just to read and learn about it, but to actually be a living servant to to Jesus Christ. And so we went to the Sisters of St. Francis, and it's so much fun to go there. I mean, we tried to carol. We did our very, very best to carol. But it was fun. And we just had like a parking lot party, really. Everybody was just singing and laughing. So it was fun.
This is really cool. And, like I said, you guys have January 11th is the open house. It's right after 11 a.m. Mass, so about noon to 2.
Noon to 2, yeah.
And then after that, open enrollment is March the 1st. But if you're already a family, February 1st is the time for you guys to shine. And now, when do you guys recommend getting things kind of going early just because it helps with organization and everything else? I could only imagine from that standpoint.
Yes, absolutely. Our enrollment has definitely, we've already grown even this year from where we started at the beginning of this year.
That's awesome.
Yes, we continue to get calls. So my biggest suggestion would just be, again, give us a call, ask the questions. Pre-K, we do have pre-K 3 all the way through 8th grade. So if you're thinking even down the road, we definitely want to get you on our list to make sure that we try to reserve a spot for you whenever you get to that point. But just come in, tour, and start making those plans so we can make sure we reserve a spot for you, because our classes do fill up pretty quickly.
Absolutely. Anything else to talk about for now?
Oh my goodness, so many things. We could just keep going. But I think the biggest thing is just for families to reach out, give us a phone call. 618-465-8523 is our elementary school building, and our secretary, Mrs. Roberts, will get you all the information. How do I enroll? How do I apply? How do I schedule a tour? She'll take care of everything. And then you'll end up with myself or Mrs. Hogg giving you a tour and answering the questions. So, yeah.
Really cool. Well, you guys have a great start to your new year.
Yes, you too.
We will see you there at the open house, and we'll see you hopefully for enrollment periods that are starting February 1st and March 1st. We'll link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. Daily show as we wrap up the 9 comes your way next. Oh, wait, this button doesn't work. See what I have to go through?
At